Just kidding, it's not that heavy. Hey, my name is Aaron Tuchardt. Welcome to Cascade Audio. I run and own Cascade Audio. We do live sound for bands in the Pacific Northwest. I'm also an educator and musician based out of Washington State. And I just kind of wanted to take a second to talk about some stuff about the WiiM AMP. I'm not a YouTuber, so if this video gets a little rambly, you'll have to forgive me. I'm gonna try to keep it relatively short, but I've got a lot of thoughts about this particular topic and the space in general about audio, YouTube, hi-fi, and I think we're in kind of a weird place. So ever since November, I've been following some YouTube hi-fi stuff, trying to get my home hi-fi setup up to snuff. I own several recording studio monitors, and I've owned lots and lots of different types of speakers over the last couple years, and I'm getting into some newer stuff. So I decided to go out and buy the WiiM AMP. Why did I do that? Because I purchased these at about the beginning of the year. I purchased these from a really good friend, and these are Tannoy System 10 DMTs. These things are beautiful, beautiful studio monitors that are in mint condition. They've never left his studio other than coming to my house. So I purchased those. I got a really good deal on them, and I needed something to push them. I wanted something with bass management so that I could add a subwoofer, and I wanted something that I could stream to with high quality. Recently, I noticed that CD quality is significantly better than just generic Spotify streaming bitrate. And so I wanted something that was gonna check all those boxes, and the WiiM AMP really did it. I picked up the WiiM AMP about a month ago. I think it's a great package. It's built really well. It looks really, really nice. It looks exactly like a Mac Mini. It's got the volume dial on the front. It's got the remote. It's got the connectivity on the back. The build quality is excellent, and I think it's great. Now the specs. The WiiM AMP is running the Texas Instruments TA22, whatever it is, the new chip that's in all of the Chinese high fidelity amplifiers. So we're talking the Fozzy Audio V3, the IEMA A07 Max. We're talking about the new Fozzy Audio ZA3, which I have yet to get my hands on. All of those are based on the same chip. But anybody that's worth their salt will know that the amp circuit is just as important as the chip itself. And my experience with the WiiM AMP is that it didn't drive those speakers as well as it should have. So why am I recommending one of these? This is an old Onkyo TX SR503 from the mid-2000s. I don't even know when this was made. I picked it up at a Goodwill for 25 bucks. It had a sticker on the top for 40 and it was heavily discounted. It came with a remote, and on the back, it has an optical input. And I didn't know anything about optical when I picked this up. I picked this up for my college roommates and I so that we could hook it up to a TV and have some fun with a cheap subwoofer and some surround sound stuff. So why am I recommending this? Well, I'm recommending this in cooperation with one of these. This is a WiiM Mini, and it's made by the same company, and this is a phenomenal product. This is an $89 little puck. It's smaller than an Amazon AELXA. I don't want to say it to worry about triggering your devices. But this comes with optical cables. It comes with the 3.5 to RCA. It comes with the USB power. On the top, it's got touch capacitive buttons for play, pause, volume up and volume down over optical. It can do volume adjustments over optical. So you can do volume adjustments via AirPlay 2 right from your phone via optical into whatever amp you're running. So for $115, we have a WiiM AMP replacement that does everything that the WiiM AMP does except for HDMI ARC. If you have to have HDMI ARC, which you don't because of this optical feature, I highly recommend you don't buy the WiiM AMP. Not because I think it's a bad product, but because I think it's a little misleading. Lots of YouTubers have said that it sounds great. While they do that with a caveat, I think that the amp doesn't handle dynamic loading really well. What does that mean? I don't have measurement tools, and I don't have a way to measure this, but I am truly a believer in measurement. If Aaron from Aaron's Audio Corner can show us what that looks like compared to a nice amp, I would be super excited and all over that data. However, in my experience, the WiiM AMP didn't deliver what this amp could deliver, and this amp is only spec'd at 15 watts more into 8 ohms. This is only a 75 watt per channel amplifier. That's only 15 watts more than the WiiM AMP, but it sounds totally different. The low end is much clearer to me. The high end is not as bright or detailed. I don't really like using those descriptive words because nobody really knows what that means. My bright is different than your bright. But my experience is that the quality of sound with something like this is significantly better than with the WiiM AMP at less than half the price. I guess my takeaway from this video is this. If you know who you are and what you want, and that you feel like you need the WiiM AMP because it's sleek and it's sexy and it's got all of the stuff that you want, that's great. But if you're looking for something that is going to sound the best for your money, it is hard to beat $115 for something that kicks the WiiM AMP's butt. I feel like the difference in sound is massive. Granted, I have a lot of experience mixing with bands, doing live sound stuff, feeling big dual 18 subs, quad 18 subs, and I guess that's a point of reference that most people probably don't have. But to me, these speakers show the difference in what a quality amp is. And I think that the WiiM AMP makes people lots of money. I think it's really great to talk about, and it's really fun. And here's the affiliate links, go buy it, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's best for the consumer that is looking for quality sound. If you're my parents, you just need something that's going to power some bookshelves in your living room. It's going to look good. It's got all the connectivity you need. I'm game for it, and I think that that's great. But I don't think we should be advertising this as a hi-fi product. I don't think that this is an audiophile grade product. I think that it struggles with variability of load. And for a lot of people that don't know that, as a driver moves in and out, as that voice coil moves in and out of a speaker, the resistance of the unit changes. So the measurement, 4 ohms, 8 ohms, 6 ohms, 16 ohms, whatever the resistance measurement is of the speaker that the manufacturer provides, is usually the minimum resistance at rest. As soon as that cone starts to move, that resistance changes, and how the amps handle that varies. And my belief is that the WiiM doesn't do a particularly great job of reproducing low-end frequencies and being able to have that dynamic range that something like this from even 10 or 15 plus years ago can do with a $90 upgrade. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching. I'll throw some B-roll in here. I'll throw some clips in here. For now, catch you next time.